Should be back. Let me just load up some more shit. Let me load it up. Hopefully it's stuck. Let's go get some things. Yeah. Music. We need music. Thank you. Yeah. I think it was one of the cameras that just froze and it just fucking brought everything down. Which is weird. Which is very weird. F5 guys if you can. Right, now I need to get this fucking video, man. Hey Nix, your fucking camera killed my stream, bup. Your fucking camera killed my stream. Let's see if I can bring you back. Ugh. I think it doesn't like trying to do Nix and the other camera at the same time. That's the issue. Let me just sort this out here. Yeah, I'll need to remember that. We can't do Nix and control camera at the same time. Because for whatever reason, OBS just can't handle that shit. This is why I would love, and I mean love, to... I might actually add it to my new gift site. Is add in, I would love to get that Elgato card and just replace all my cameras with like Sony fucking pieces of shit. Because webcams are just an absolute joke for streaming. No joke. They are so shit. And Elgato have like really cool like clamps and stuff now for that stuff. But I want to get one of those PCI cards that you can do the 4 cameras on, and then that's it, right? No more hassle after that. Ah, that'd be so good. Right. We're gonna shut Nixie down for a second. See if this pops up and kind of fluctuates. I may need to change the resolution as well. I think it's on... Let's see here. What is Nix on? It's on 720. It shouldn't be any fucking issue then. Weird. Hey, Sai. How are you doing, lovely? Welcome in. 18 months. Ew. Yeah, thank you, thank you. How are you doing today? How's Nettie? Right, we need to restore this. You know, the funny thing is I never had any of these issues on YouTube streaming. The Twitch platform just throttles OBS so crazy, like. Give me a sec. It's gonna skip frames a bit. Now we got encoding again. What the fuck? His camera might be causing encoding. Ew. Yeah, let's bring this back. Why is his camera causing encoding? It's good. She's gone for a long walk with Gizmo. Nice, nice. How was your NVIDIA event as well? Thank you so much for the 18-month support as well. Right. Let's see if this works. It looks like we can't do... Yeah, I'm gonna have to remember to actually turn it off then. All the time. So we can't do... For some reason I can't do the 2 webcams without it causing issues. Right, let me just fucking do this nonsense. The hard part of doing a stream every single day. We're up to 162 days in a row of streaming. We're nearly at the end though. We're nearly there. Right, let's do that. And this is gonna be part 1 because obviously it fucking failed. I'll just do P1 on that one. There we go. Ugh. Alright, give me 2 seconds. Let me just blur. I think it's saved in the right thing. There we go. Yeah. I've got every single fucking stream going to VOD channel with every single one with a different Star Citizen thumbnail, and it's screenshots that people send me on Discord. I think, has Villet come through with more? Oh yeah, Villet dropping all these new images for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll get around to that. Alright, you want me to react to this video? I'm gonna do it on... Yeah, I'll do it on this screen. Let me just blur for a second. This is the one that... Oh, here we go. Right.
Star Citizen has...
Right. We're good. Oh, by the way, guys, !gift. If you've not seen the new site, I've set everything up on Throne now, where it shows you like if we're in this screen, right? I think it'll show you, yeah, here. So it has like the code and shit like that, which is really, really fucking cool that it does it this way. But yeah, you can literally now, instead of going to like an Amazon site, you can contribute. So say for example, we're like desperate to get these Philip Hue bulbs, you can do like $10 instead of having to like fully buy it on Amazon stuff. Really, really fucking cool. Your details are not given and stuff, but obviously it only accepts credit card to avoid any people doing the shenanigans of takesy backsies and stuff like that, you know. Light Fighter Crusader. Right, so the video we have, let me just get rid of this one. This is what we had beforehand. That's why I love 2 PC streaming. Right, so we got that. I'll move that to there. This is Jonathan Winter's Star Citizen Flight Meta. And obviously, Jice and Veshkan want me to react to this. Obviously, I watch a lot of Jonathan Winter's videos, but it's the same. For me, the mentality with Jonathan Winters is the same as Avenger 1. It's the way the current flight system fights and stuff like that. The difference is Jonathan Winters actually goes into a lot more detail, better videos, I feel, and it's more easier to understand. So we're gonna do this. Check out. I've marked it as for the reaction and stuff, and we'll see how it goes.
Has 3 forms of fighting: long range, the jabber; mid range, the funnel; and close range, the knife fighter. This video is intended for intermediate and advanced pilots. If any of this is foreign to you, I recommend checking my guide's playlist linked below, as you will have plenty of videos to get to this level. During these presentations, I will have an input display on the bottom center of the screen. The left side shows my strafes, and the right side shows my pitch and yaw. I also have 2 sliders, left for reverse and right for forward. There will also be text on the side, letting you know what maneuvers I'm doing at any given time. Long-range combat happens within 1,300 to 800 meters. The jabber's job is to control distance, prioritizing staying just outside of weapon range and slowly picking apart the enemy shield. This requires precise control of your speed and a strong understanding of vector manipulation. An example of vector manipulation would be using your rear thrusters to push the pip in a different direction.
He's 60 meters a second in hard atmosphere on Hurston. If it was me and Fresh here, he would have died. It's so fucking fast. It's not even funny how slow he is right now.
Or using something like the circle strafe. So we're going to talk about long range, and what we're trying to do is maintain about 1,200 meters. That's our safe distance. At that range, either the opponent or I could really apply damage, so it comes down to who kind of manages that distance a little bit better. The objective is to play with those distances. I got to watch the speed on this, right? So if I look at the meters and I'm negative, I know I'm getting away. If I'm positive, I'm getting closer. So I have to focus mostly on that and not the range itself, and just kind of go on visual on the range. So here I know he's kind of staying the same range. We're kind of baiting out shots here. He's gonna start applying, and then when I feel...
God, this PvP just looks so shit. It's not Jonathan Winter's fault. It just... Look at this shit, man. Look at this absolute fucking FPS garbage simulator, whatever the fuck CIG... Oh shit! CIG are cooking up here, right? Thank God the new flight system's gonna change this, man.
That I have a tackle advantage with bullets, I'm gonna go ahead and try to close the range. Right here I got some good shots, I feel confident in that, I'm gonna use it to push. Here I'm gonna reload and save it, and then I'm gonna apply damage and backpedal out. And this...
Why? Why? 900 Missy. Fucking let's backpedal, guys. What is he doing? Is he a professional backstroker at this stage? Ah, let's fucking go! 800 meters backwards. And he's full backwards. This indicator here is all the way backwards at 800 meters a second. Holy shit, man. This is a classic backstrafe to Narnia. Exactly, man. Come on, Jonathan. You can do better than this, man.
This backpedal corkscrew reverse is so that we can stay evasive on the retreat and make him waste shots.
He's 1,000 meters a second. Oh, God, it's so cancer.
And you see how we got him to use some shots there and not be effective? That's when we capitalize on it, push in, do some damage. Now, this isn't a good way to sustain fire and damage throughout combat, but it's a good way to pick at players and a great way to engage in 2v1s.
Your shield is nearly down and his is fully up. You know what I mean? Shouldn't it be the other way around, right? I'm not trying to harp on Winters for this one, but if you're trying to advertise a situation of winning a fight and your shields are lower than your opponent from doing your tactic, then that sort of means that your tactic isn't working, right? Because the other opponent's shields are nearly maxed out and he's about to drop his shields.
Mid-range
So what was that? What was that super maneuver all about?
combat happens within
Oh man, I
800 to
fucking love
400 meters.
PvPers.
The funnel is all about circle strafes and staying within a range where you can apply damage.
God damn it, it's so annoying how he won't let me see what meters a second he's got. You know? Let me see if I can bump up the quality. He's got... This might lag the stream, but I need to see, chat. I'm sorry. Oh god, that doesn't even make it better. Right, we gotta go down. We gotta go down.
But prioritizing creating inversions and different forms.
My god, you would be so fucking dead if you were versing Fresh in a saber right now. It'd be like that day Ondo came in like the glistening knight across the plains, charging in Gandalf the fucking Grey, right? And comes in and goes, did I get missiled? It's like, no, you were stationary at 50 meters a second, and when you turn around, the saber's like, fucking riddled. It's the same thing here. He's literally sitting still.
Forms of separation.
If you do this in 4.0, you're fucking minced. You're going to get absolutely riddled.
Patterns to control the fight. An example of a separation pattern could be an S-wave pattern or a reverse corkscrew.
Fuck me, like I don't want to harp on these guys. You know what I mean? I still think Jonathan Winters does the best like tutorial videos out there and stuff like that, but the fucking names, corkscrew, reverse corkscrew, wine opening technique, red wine, white wine, you know what I mean? It's just, it's ridiculous. Take off your shoes maneuver, you know?
And just for...
Do you use socks, 2 socks, 3 socks, sports socks, you know?
A circle strafe is just making circles in...
Like, you can't say reverse corkscrew and then circle strafe. They're the same fucking thing. It's the same fucking thing.
In front of people. But when there is a high change in relative...
So somebody's going, what the fuck is a corkscrew and what is a circle strafe? You know what I mean?
distance, this is when we refer to a circle strafe as either a corkscrew or a reverse corkscrew.
Alright, well there he goes. He answers that one.
We're trying to
But it's like, you've now got fucking so many names. Just say you're dodging people, you know? Wouldn't reverse corkscrew just go straight? Yeah, it would. It would, because you can't reverse backwards in atmosphere. You would literally just go in a straight line.
to fight for positional combat, and the way
Circle strafe has nothing to do with corkscrew, but okay, it's literally a circle strafe, dude. What are you talking about? You're circling in a sphere. Or a fucking barrel roll. That's all you're doing. You're doing a fucking space barrel roll. It's a circle strafe. What are you talking about? If you're thinking just strafing around somebody in a circle, that's just a strafe, dude. When you're doing a circle strafe, you're creating a circle, a sphere. If you're talking about just literally going round somebody, that's just strafing. You're not actually in a circle, dude. Think about it.
way we do that is creating circle strafes. So if I feel
It's
that I
the
have
exact
a
same
lead on
thing.
inertia, I'll rotate the angle. Or if I don't have a lead. So here we're kind of tied. I'm going to go the other way, change directions. Again. And it's a constant reversal. So I'll enter an orbit like this, a circle strafe pattern. And then when he starts to get shot,
No wonder he said in ATC that he wants to go to like fucking 500 meters a second instead of 2 something. Look at this shit, man. Look at this. No wonder nobody fucking dies. Look at this. It's literally fucking sphere fighting. Waypoint out, bro. That's a max speed back pedal maneuver. He's yeah, oh shit, he is actually going backwards. I just looked at the indicator. He is going backwards. Alright, wait. Let's see
I feel
what.
he has his nose on me. I'll invert the circle by circle strafing in a different direction.
But you're still looking at each other. You know what I mean, right? This is why I can't handle this shit from this type of fighting.
Shots where I feel
What's this? They're looking at each other. The fucking other gladius is inverted to
he
Jonathan.
has his nose on me. I'll
He's now banking.
invert the circle by circle strafing in a different direction.
Where? Where is this different direction? You're doing 1200 meters a second in fucking sphere fighting. This is not tactical at all. This is just literally using the hit reg issues.
This can also be compensated by adding rear thrust or forward thrust to kind of disengage like that, which allows you to reverse
you were
out of
already going
combat and
backwards.
Put you back in the outside long distance battle.
Thank God this doesn't happen in atmosphere, like, that's all I'm gonna say. This must be a meme video? I don't know what this is, dude. Like, Jonathan Winters is usually really good, but this is literally showing off that you need to be 1,000 meters a second to go back in time to rescue Doc from the Indians and cowboys, you know? We're well over 80 miles per hour at this stage. A fucking DeLorean would be collapsing from the stress.
But it's all about having more lead on shots and being able to maintain sustained fire while they're incapable of doing the same.
All this is doing is advertising
What I'm gonna do now
high-speed
is back
flying.
off.
And every time his shields are down and his opponents are up, right? So is this the battle of whose hydrogen will run out? FOF, you know?
Kind of maintain this range where I feel evasive and kind of come back for another merge.
You never merged. Like, why do these guys feel like a merge? Oh God, this always just annoys me with the terminology of fucking Star Citizen PvPers. Using flight terms and it's nothing even to do it. Where is the merge? You're just looking at each other. You've never got near each other. You're sitting at like 800 meters away. There was never ever a merge. You're just looking at each other. 700. Like, push in. Wait, you can't push in because the guy's now flying backwards at 1100 meters a second, using 50% less afterburner, and hit
Then
reg
hit
has gone out the
inversion.
window.
Here I can put pressure. And here I can start doing a reversal to kind of be defensive while applying damage.
But he didn't apply damage. It does a little tap with one shot.
Close range combat happens within 300 to 100 meters. It is the most aggressive form of combat and is called knife fighting by many in the PvP community. This flight style is all about closing the distance and pip evasion. You have to have a good understanding of vectors and pre-nosing. The objective is to kind of push in and hug
Guess what? You ain't going to be doing that in 4.0 because your only main thrust is going to be going forwards.
so that he can't get fire on you. And being evasive with the pip so that we can keep this close distance and hug him.
Again, when you look at combat like this, when you're right beside each other, it looks so much better than that long distance 800 meter fucking combat. Like, holy shit. I don't know why you would teach somebody to fly at 1,000 meters a second. I really don't get that. I get this part, but I don't get the 1,000 meters a second part.
This comes down to a lot of
Like, just literally go in the opposite way, warp away, drag them to atmosphere, spam 16 size 1 EM missiles at them, eject when you're about to ram into them. There's so many better tactics than flying backwards at 1,000 meters a second, right? Let's be honest.
pre-nose.
Pre-nose? There was no pre-nose. You just literally shifted the weight of the ship. That's not pre... Oh, God.
A lot of anticipating movements of the player. So pre-nosing is the act of coming in sideways, basically, or drifting into your opponent, so that you can
That's called rate fighting, just to tell you that.
obtain an angle before they're able to turn to that angle. So for example, when we're this close, what I might want to do is before I merge with him, if I feel I have enough vector, I can push sideways.
You're able to shoot at him, but you're trying to push behind.
And I'm already on his rear as he lines up. Here I can do the same. And then again, once I get closer, because you don't want to do it at this range, or you'll give up your back. You want to kind of kite yourself a little bit in, get closer little by little. And then when you feel you have...
Yeah, but he said pre-nose, yet he never pro-nose. Yeah, he just shifted his weight left and right. That's not pre-nosing. It was just literally a fucking shift of weight. Yeah, again, Veshkan, I'm not sure what the fuck this is meant to be teaching,
have an
right?
opportunity, that's when you do a kick and you get around the opponent before he can get his nose on you.
Oh, man. And you can see why I talk about cancer fucking combat in Star Citizen. This is so shit. This is just literally who can wiggly, tricord, and there's not actually any dogfighting at all. It always ends up with nose to nose. You never get on the tail, right?
That was a good example where I completely came in sideways to get behind him, although he did a good maneuver to get around. There I pre-nosed. A lot of knife fighting comes down to boost management and understanding when and when not to use it. So when you're up against people who kite or they stay mid-range or long-range, you have to kind of pick these battles where you feel you have an advantage on inertia, and you can kind of push, engage, get closer, use your boost, do some damage, and then get out and reset the fight. In the current flight model, it's impossible to maintain close distance on people that are constantly trying to push away, so you have to know how to manage your throttle.
See how the full fucking backstrafe pulled out of the G-lock? Oh my god, and it didn't even go negative as well. This is what I mean about the cheese. Literally pushing to the ship to force a fucking positive blackout, and then full backstrafe to pull you out of it at afterburner, and he should be instantly sliding into a fucking negative G lock at that stage. But it doesn't happen, right?
Throttle properly during combat.
Now that you understand all three flight styles, let's look at some examples of their use in an organic fight.
Gladius is still one of the nice looking ships,
That's
right?
right. We're gonna start off long distance, kind of get.
I'm glad we have somebody out there giving us correct info as trustable source on Twitch. Well, again, for me, I don't PvP at any level of competitive kind of style, if you want to call it that way, but see all these bad behaviors? You better fucking unlearn them by 4.0, right? You better unlearn them. Because this shit goes out the fucking window.
Get a range for him. A little shot here.
Like, you're not going to be able to backstrafe, you're not going to be able to tricord without punishment. So you better learn how to 1 and 2 circle fight, or you are fucked.
There. He wasted all his shots. Let's push in.
What do I think about Avenger 1's videos? I like Avenger 1 videos, but the problem is it's the same sort of, like, so when you compare Jonathan and Avenger 1, Avenger 1 always talks like to somebody who's been watching all his videos, right? And that's the only criticism that I have with Avenger 1 videos is he always talks to you like you have to go and watch his fucking 90-part episodes to understand what he's talking about in certain situations. So I feel he should always go over things for like a brand new player coming in, finding his video for the first time, and it would be way more beneficial for him, even if it only adds in 1 or 2 extra minutes, right? Jonathan does this where he actually talks things around, and some of his this video I would have to say is not his best, right? Because in these other ones he actually shows like when he's doing the examples, he shows where you're moving and stuff and gives you a bit more idea on it. But this is literally promoting 1,000 meters a second backward strafing combat, and then when you're getting into the knife fight, you might as well be playing Mirror's Edge, right, at that stage, because you're just fucking like fucking commando rolling off a building and stuff. It looks so shit, and this is why you always see me in atmosphere, because knife fighting becomes actually more where you can actually slot in behind somebody. Because again, you can't tricord, you can't do all these weird things. Yes, you can get people that backstrafe and stuff like that, but this is what people have to understand. If CIG bring in the dampening effect on flight, it's the same way as doing combat in Hurston, because combat in Hurston has dampening going backwards and dampening going in all the other axes. Yes, you can strafe up pretty fast with up strafe and into your roll and stuff, but you can't do all this wiggly stuff. You literally have to learn to use angular flight and angular attack, not fucking strafe circles and all these things. They go right out the fucking window, especially when you're getting beamed by a saber, you know? It's just, again, this is the problem where all these videos, including Avenger 1 stuff, is always about fighting in space, because that's where the meta is right now. In Arena Commander, in space, camping OM1, guess what? We all did this fucking years ago when there was nothing to fucking do. And you need to move on with things. People that watch this and take it on head, the moment we get 4.0, you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked, because this flight meta... he should have actually called it current meta, or 3.17 meta, right? But anyone that knows fighting in Hurston atmosphere, you are dead, absolutely fucking dead if you fly like this against a group. 1 versus 1, again, you're gonna get beamed pretty hard, because the wiggly stuff doesn't work. Yeah, I know, not many people fight in atmosphere. So this helps to a certain degree. For me, the only thing I would say anti with this Jonathan Winters video is the showcasing I'm backstrafing at 1,000 meters a second, because we all hate backstrafing, and even on ATC, he's talking like he hates it, or like he's agreeing with it has to go, but he's literally then a few days later promoting it, and that's pretty scuffy, right? That's pretty scuffy. Again, a lot of his videos are really good. This one is really bad.
I'm gonna blow past here. Up strafe into circle strafe.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what he should be pointing out in this second, right, is he says...
Up strafe into circle strafe.
No, you actually strafed to the left, dude. You didn't circle strafe at all. You literally strafed to the left, because I'm watching your fucking TVI that's also telling us that you're going backwards at full speed. or in SEM speed. Look at it. The two triangles here, I don't know if it makes out to you, are pointing that way. If you're going forward, it points inwards. So he's back strafing to the left whilst turning to the left, or strafing to the right. Yeah, he's strafing to the right and turning left.
Nice applied damage. We're both
So he didn't do a circle strafe, he back strafed to the right and turned to the left with yaw.
trading. Now let's push the fight.
I think his definition of circle strafe is just strafing circles around the target. Yeah, but then you're not creating a circle, if you know what I mean. This is the problem with terminology that pilots in this game use. When you talk about a circle strafe, you're having to create a circle. But if you are doing this, you're not creating a circle. You're just literally stationary looking at each other, right? For you to do a circle strafe is for you to do this. You're creating a circle around your opponent. This is not a circle fight. Just to tell you this, guys. This is you literally holding each other's hands as you fucking ballet around a dance floor. To circle, you will be circling around somebody, creating a circle, not fucking holding hands. And that's why when you circle strafe or corkscrew, you are creating a circular motion around somebody. Like when they call about the corkscrew and stuff, because you are circling around in a thing. It's only a circle if the target doesn't move. Exactly. So if you are just doing this, you're just strafing. That's it. You're just strafing. A circle strafe would be, here's your opponent. This is you circling around. Creating a circle around the fucking opponent. So again, all these guys' terminology is junk. It's just made up stuff. It doesn't actually explain what they're doing.
Getting close to see if he's comfortable there. I got advantage, probably get shield full.
Man, look at how bad the hit reg is in this game.
Advantage,
Watch
probably
where
get
he's
shield
aiming in
full.
the pip, right? Look. Look at that. He's aiming there. And it's hitting the ship. Look at it. Look at this garbage. This dude's taking damage. And he's like fucking 10 inches away from the fucking pip. And then he's not. Look at that. Look how shit. He's under aiming and still aiming. Oh, ad breaks. All right. We'll hold. Hold the line. Hold. It's fucking mental, Ondo. This is when I say PvP is so scuffed. You know what I mean? Nobody is actually on pip. So whenever I'm fucking aiming, I'm always aiming for pip. I need to start shooting. Just randomly, dude. Fucking naked gun style, just fucking. I'll probably win my fights more. Because everyone else is just shooting blind. Look at it. It never even landed on the pip. One bit. What is this garbage? Get Hornet since you can't hit the back based on the wing comrades. Dude, this is so bad. Look at this game.
Getting close to see if he's comfortable there. I got advantage, probably get shield full.
I'll just empty a mag. Nowhere near the pip. And I'll still hit. Man, I need to start doing this shit. This is so bad. I didn't realize it was this bad. And we're only doing 170 meters a second.
Got advantage, probably get shield full.
I got advantage. I'll unload my clip. Nowhere near the pip. Take their shields. Holy fuck,
Throttle
man.
back, reverse on him.
There we go, we got some
Long
pip
distance,
aiming,
keep the shield
right?
down.
Look at it, it's turning green. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't be able to do any damage to anyone unless that pip turns green. That should be a thing in this game, right? Unless that pip turns green, you should not be able to apply damage. No wonder I'm dying to people and I don't know what the fuck is going on. They're literally just spinning around 360, back strafing while smoking a big blunt, opening the fucking wardrobe to go into Narnia, meeting the first little elf thing that's got hoofs jumping on its back and then fucking got an Uzi in the air spinning around, and that's PvP for them.
Long range it again here, bait out his shot. He's out of shots, push back in.
See, that's on Pip, right?
And now we finish it with knife fight.
AKA, who can fucking shoot no Pip to win? Holy crap, man. Not once does he land a shot, and he still riddles that ship. The only time it's legit is when that Pip turns green. But look how many of the shots are just riddling. I need to start doing this if it's this bad. I didn't realize it was this bad. That is just insane.
And splash. If you have any topics that you would like me to cover, comment down below. Thank you.
Yeah, fight in Hurston, Jonathan Winters. If you watch this video or VOD, fight in Hurston, please. Start educating people in fighting in Hurston, because that's what it's going to be like in 4.0. When the moment you're dampened to fuck and you can't go 1,000 meters backwards and stuff like that. That's where everyone should be practicing right now. When you can only move 60, 100 meters a second in combat. See how wiggly you become at those speeds. I just got back from Narnia. Jonathan will pick up a taxi on the way back. Man, that is an eye-opener on how bad aiming on Pip is right now in the game. Where you can do so much damage without ever being on Pip.
I got throttle, he's probably out by now.
Like, literally in that whole segment there, right?
I got
not on Pip? Not on Pip? Look! Look! The guy is dying! Look where the fucking crosshair is! Just fucking riddling everywhere apart from the Pip. Yeah, I know, Veshcam, but that's a bad thing, right? That's a really bad thing. This is what I mean about the shit in the game. If you don't know this, you can never win a fight, even if you're better than somebody. You know what I mean? This is like, when people are like meta and stuff, there's no meta. It's so fucking scuffed. So when you guys say you're fucking good pilots and shit like that, or you're good at PvP, I have to call bullshit, sorry. I really do. I want to see what people are like when you can't do this fucking crap to people.
And splash. If you have any topics that you would like me to cover,
at least that's one right terminology, right? Instead of flying in SE, challenge them to DCS. I don't think most people would want to do that, right? I don't think so. Right, let's see if this fucking kills my... I really should make it where maybe when we come to here, it cuts off the cameras and stuff like that. Anyway, that's Jonathan Winters' video there. The video is as I reacted to, and that's me being honest. If it was sitting in the channel, I would react to exactly the same thing. I don't think you should ever promote fucking 1,000 meters a second backward strafing combat, but alright. If that's what the meta is, I suppose that's what the meta is. I got the mouse aim so I can still abuse the mouse exploit. The mouse aim right now is fucking ridiculous. Because I was having a conversation with Fresh. Fresh in QQP uses mouse. And he says the changes from the mouse from like previous patches to what it is just now, he can just literally fucking lock on and beam compared to what it was previous patches. I kind of feel like they've maybe over-tuned mouse slightly. Or something like that. Because he says it just fucking magnetizes and it's just really, really good. Thank you for your masterclass. It's not a masterclass, it's just I'm so bored of this, right? We didn't have all this fucking shit. You know that, like, previous versions of this game, you had to land your shots on the pip at any fucking range to make it work, right? Now you just fucking spray and pray when you get too close to each other. I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start spraying, just randomly spraying. I'm gonna turn 180 and start shooting in the opposite direction and see if it'll land shots. You know? This is so boring. So boring. Calculations are off. High speed fucking reverse gameplay is classed as meta. Having to fucking wiggle just to fucking get close. Calling a fucking pre-turn by accident by just shifting the ship's weight. There was no nose turn whatsoever. You don't backstrafe enough? Well, you also fight more in atmosphere on though. That's probably like a subconscious thing to not backstrafe because of it. Yeah, that's a bit shocking, I have to say, on Jonathan Winter's end. Going 1,000, like promoting a method of combat 1,000 meters per second backwards, and it's full backwards, right? It's not just, oh, I went backwards like 203 meters a second or something. 1,200 meters a second going in the opposite direction is full blown. I'm using 50% left afterburner, waiting for you to use 50% more to come for you, and then I'm gonna push on you and you're fucking scuffed at that stage. You know? That's a big manipulation in using the cheese, I feel. And the knife edge stuff, well, I mean, again, atmosphere knife edging looks so much more better, I feel. The reason I don't hit backstrafe is because I hit my joystick into my chair when I go backwards. That's a really good thing, right? That means you won't have bad habits for 4.0. Hopefully new flight model in 319. It all depends, dude, right? So look at it this way, guys. We all know that the flight model is coming. We know that it's within 6 to 9 months, right? Because 318 is so fucking delayed right now. So 318, I'm pretty sure there's a very slim chance we'll get 318 live by December before they quit or close down for 2 weeks, right? So I look at it that if 318 goes live next year, that will push 319 back to roughly from now, or like the start of 318 testing, to 319. So I'm looking at Q2 as 319. That would be my rough guess, right? Now that does give them 6 months. We know that the flight system is pretty much done. Obviously they're not working on the atmosphere effect right now. We'll see how that goes in time. They're working on Squadron 42 ships, so that's Hornet, well, the new Hornets, Vanguards, the F8 Lightnings, the Vandal ships, the new ones that we don't have, Gladius, all that jazz, right? But then if you think about it, we have like, what, another 100 and whatever fucking ships to do in that time. So if everything is done, like all the design work and Squadron 42 stuff is done by the end of this year for the vet team, then that sort of gives them, you know what I mean, 3 months to dial in all the ships, maybe a month to redo all the weapon configurations. Because again, if you slow everyone down to like under 300 meters a second for combat and you give 1400 range weapons on fighters, you might as well just stay stationary and let them fucking try and do this backstrafe Narnia shit and just beam them down as they fucking can't go backwards, you know? That will make combat really fucking weird. So I think they should keep the velocity of the weapon, but make it where you have like 500 meter range on some ships. But we'll see how they do, right? Because I personally feel CIG should start changing how turrets work, right? Laser cannons will only be meta, Jace, if they push the speed up, right? Because even in Hurston, if an arrow is going full speed on a certain angular vector, you can't hit it with a cannon. Even if you're only 500 meters off it. It just does not hit whatsoever because of the 700 meter second velocity. So they would have to maybe bump up the velocity of it, and then that would counter it, right? Well, need to see. But I definitely think like cannons will be more useful in this system, you know? What if you're both flying SEM? That's plenty enough. But yeah, you gotta remember, you can still go over SEM speed with Afterburner in 4.0, right, dude? So when somebody's circling you with Afterburner and you're fucking blapping, you can't hit shit if they're doing 500 meters a second. And then they just wait for you to stop firing, quickly turn around. They're only 500 away from you, and they go on their cannon side. You know? If they don't, they're fucking dead in seconds then, Jace. If some people have to go backwards at 1,000 meters a second just to deflect some shots, right? They'll be like, why am I just dead? It's because you're only going like 15 meters a second. Yeah, it's gonna be a great learning curve. For me, I'm quite happy about it because I never rate myself as like anything decent in PvP now. Last time I was ever decent was Free 7, right? So we're a good 2 years of just been flapping around playing Star Citizen. I don't give a shit. But the good thing is, I always promote myself as going forward. So if they nerf backstrafing, I don't have that bad habit. I also fly in atmosphere, so I'm already used to some form of dampening effect. I just don't have a decent enough aim to counter people. If I actually went to Arena Commander and I painfully went through it for fucking 6 months, nobody would beat me in atmosphere. Because the biggest thing for me is my aim is just dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Oh, dude, I can't wait for the backstrafe nerf. I can't wait to watch people do it in atmosphere. And they're just dampened to fuck and they're just literally stationary to be beamed down, right? Free 7 was a lot of fun, yeah. So, again, there's a lot of things coming. We'll see exactly what the number's in. I'm pretty sure they will bump up SEM in the forward a little bit more for some ships. I don't think, like, Jonathan Winters was saying on Salty Mike's show that they're putting the information on the website. I wouldn't take that with a pinch of salt. I would just completely ignore that for right now. Because if they're not actually testing it in the new system and they're just writing down what they think it's going to be, it's just going to change all this time, right? So that information is just completely useless right now, I feel, personally. The only time I will ever take any information that CIG says is when we're able to play it in PTU. And I won't even take Evocati. When people come to me who are in Evocati and they're like, this happens, I still won't even give a shit. Until PTU is going to open stage, it's all going to be fucking changed rapidly. You may find that you're going 20 Gs forward in one patch and you're going fucking 14 in the next, you know? That's how much that thing's going to need to be tested on all ships. So I really hope that CIG, especially for whenever we get this flight system, I'm going to have to actually speak to Winters because he got us hooked up last time, which was amazing. In PTU, they need to give everyone every ship because when they did this, I was in Daymar atmosphere testing every ship out through a same sort of scenario to see how well they actually flew and then gave that data to CIG. So if they do that, then we can get in and we can find every fucking problem. And we just get together on an area and we'll push certain circles and see what happens, you know? We just need all the ships. Yeah, exactly. Because you don't need to test the weapons. If you've got every ship, you have a huge amount of choice of weaponry to use. And it's not like you give a shit about shields and stuff like that. It's just weapons and how the ship moves. That's all we need to test. Fuck, I'll even do prospectors and moles and stuff like that just to see what they're able to do, you know? But I'll speak to K Winter because there was one where I was wanting to do loads of testing in PTU and I said to K Winters, any chance you know who could give us every ships for PTU? The next fucking PTU patch, we all had every single ship available. It was so good. In my opinion, just give ships so people don't waste time going to buy them and you can do fast. You can do fast in the Arena Command. Yeah, exactly. But we also need to test atmosphere, Veshkan. You know what I mean? Because if say you're going 300 meters a second in space and then you go 300 meters a second in atmosphere and there's no difference in flight, what's the fucking point of the flight system, right? What's the difference? Yeah, everyone always looks at gotta fucking do the space stuff, but atmosphere is so important because there's way more locations to test. Different atmospheres and stuff, you know? This is where some of it needs to be in Arena Commander so we could fastly do it. Especially the major locations. You take Daymar, you take Hurston, and then add in like Lyria, and that gives you the free... Or you could even do Daymar, Selen, and Hurston. That would give you all the systems. Yeah, obviously if you're doing space, but for me, I do the atmosphere stuff. I don't even go red, I just literally spam ships. Yeah, even at the low range points. It's gonna be interesting. Lots to do. However, if it gets rid of all this cancerous stuff, and like I said, it's not that I'm trying to be disrespectful for PvPers, but when you have a game that has hit rage issues, has the ability to have an advantage whilst going full backwards, or even when you strafe left, up, and forward, you are actually moving your ship backwards in certain angles, which adds it where you use less afterburner. When they're gone and you get it where you actually properly black out in this game and you're not able to scuff your pip because of the stupid tricord system that doesn't calculate correctly. It's cool as fuck to tricord, don't get me wrong, but it also breaks the calculations in the game. So the moment that you tricord, then you tricord, then you tricord, the game doesn't keep up with you one bit. Because you're obviously moving at way higher speeds than other people. And this has to stop. This ability to fucking orbit people in flight at going speed needs to go from this game. Because you just continue with this sphere combat gaming, and it's so shit. No, I know you don't need to scuff it, but it needs to be sorted as well, Ondo. You know what I mean? Everything needs to be sorted. You have to stop this fucking high agility tricord system. It's stupid. It really is stupid. You should only be able to use the maximum G in a direction. And if you multiply it, it should not give you an advantage. It should take into account that you're basically draining power from one area. You can't have unlimited power in this game. It does not work. And I don't care what anyone says. You cannot use your afterburner to go left, up, and fucking forward at the same time and for nothing to have a negative effect. Rotation thrusters should just be for rotation, not movement. Exactly. Or here's an easy way: just make it where only forward thrust goes uses afterburner, but you get a shit ton of afterburner to use, right? That would be amazing. So all your side strafes, your up strafes, your down strafe, your back strafe don't use afterburner, and it's only on your forward thrust. Which means that you can still tricord, it's just you're always going to drift yourself more instead of having more precision on it. But Scum is on sale for £12? That's pretty cool, yeah. I don't have time for a game like Scum right now. So you get rid of all these things, and it massively sorts this game. Massively. You know? See, definition of PvP. That's another game. Oh yeah. Were you around Vashkan when literally every single thruster on a ship was the same G, right? Oh, you're welcome, Jace. Does anybody remember that fucking bullshit? I showed Ondo the video the other day there, and he was like, this is boring. That's what happens in combat when you allow too much movement. We needed that to open everyone's eyes and brains. Well, again, anyone that actually looks at this game, you can see how scuffed it is. I understand that this is part of the game, so he's advertising the meta of Star Citizen. I kind of feel like in the title he should have said free 17, free 18 meta, right? And then my only negative would be the fucking the hit reg issue, which is not Jonathan Winter's fault, it's just the game's fault, and then the whole backstrafing at 1,000 meters a second. I think that's a really bad thing to advertise, personally. But if that's meta, right? This is why I just don't do space combat whatsoever. But if you get rid of all this cheese, and we actually get back to having a proper game where you have to use strategy over just how much you can manipulate the ability for somebody to land a shot, it'll be a great game. Because the idea of you fucking facing each other and shooting is not dogfighting. It's an FPS game then at that stage. And I don't want FPS in space. I'm sorry. If you want FPS in space, just go and play fucking Warzone, and when you're shooting, jump up in the air and you'll get some more DOF, right? I want it where you do not fire until you're behind target. The moment that somebody is looking at you, you're dead. Crosshair shit. You should never be in somebody's crosshair, or even in the arc of a crosshair. You should be literally off their fucking visual range, and they should have to defend to get you back in the front. I would consider what he was doing cheese, not meta. Yeah, I know, but again, like, anyone that does it, like, you know what I mean? Like, when we had the broken attritions mums, you remember them? They literally bled through the shields. You would literally disintegrate people. So for me, I was always using repeaters at this stage, or cannons. And it got to the point where everyone was using the cheese, the broken guns. It became the meta, right? And that's what's happened right now. I call it cheese. People who are constantly fighting in Arena and Commander call it meta. But technically, meta of cheese is because you're forced to use it, and that's why it becomes meta. It's just cheese. Because again, like I said, everyone's like, and again, I don't say this to disrespect Aiko. He's a really good pilot, right? But stop using the ships that do massive amount of cheese. Go into atmosphere and do your shit. You know what I mean? It's the same with Winters. Avenger 1. All of you go and fight in Hurston atmosphere, and let's use non-fucking of the 5 weirdy ships, and you use a Hornet or a Buccaneer or something like that. And let's actually see how good you guys are. You know what I mean? Because then the cheese is gone. The cheese is gone, or the meta, what people call it, is gone. Then I would consider people moving past what I rate as good PvPers. Because until this shit is gone from all situations, none of you are better than good, in my eyes. And I don't even count myself as good. You know, I call myself maybe above average, right? Yeah, you can keep using mouse. I don't care about mouse or joystick users, dude. What I'm talking about is the ability to literally manipulate the pip, or using a ship that has way more Gs than anyone else, yet they can still use the same weapons. Everyone, the blade, the Car-to-all, the fucking arrow, the gladius, and the blade, Car-to-all, Talon. Those 5 ships should have a weapon size drop if the current systems were to stay the same. You should not be able to do this manipulation and still have the damage to fucking destroy everything out in the process of it. Yeah, get everyone in P-52s on Hurston, mums. Then I'd be impressed, right? Then there would be no meta. It would be literally down to who's the skillless pilot, right? That's what I fucking hate about the game right now. It's just an absolute shit show. And it's not that I'm trying to take it away that these guys can actually fight, but the game is so scuffed that you have to use scuffy tactics to be a good pilot. Or good at this game. If you don't scuff the game, you're absolute dog trash. Even if you're mentally better than these people. And that's so shit. Hey Akorum, how you doing, dude? Are you still up in Inverness, dude? I'm an A2 turret gunner, and me and my mate pretty much destroy everything, but I wouldn't say we're good or meta. Well, I mean, you wouldn't even say that's meta, dude. That just says you're a good fucking duo, right? Because an A2 isn't a meta ship. And especially if you're able to kill people as a fucking gunner right now, that shows decency, right? When you're coming down to town? Well, unfortunately, dude, my eldest husky passed away nearly 3 weeks, or over 3 weeks. And right now, I have this as I'm having to look after, so I can't really go anywhere just now for a few months. Did you say decent gunners? Dude, yeah, exactly, decent gunners. There is such a thing as decent gunners, dude, because again, I've versed many people who have been in a multi-crew ship with gunners and they've not landed a single shot, Jice, right? When you're going high speed, over 600-700 meters a second, and the gunner is actually hitting you, that's a decent gunner that's pre-aiming. Because most of the time, the shots are going behind you, you know? Dude, the new flight model, fixed assist should be gone, gimbal assist should be gone, and turret assist should be gone. And it should only be fucking old school fixed, and it should be old school gimbal where you move the circle around on your gimbals. No more assist. It has to go. Because we didn't have it beforehand when we're all slowed down doing 200-300 meters a second combat. Enough of the fucking assist. Hey Grim, how you doing, Chief? It's got to end. This bubble wrap bullshit gameplay has to go. Well, there's an easy way to do gunners, right, Jace? Literally, instead of giving them 200 rounds, take away the assist and give them 500 rounds. Make them have to create a flak fucking tunnel. Where you've got to literally avoid the flak as much as you can, but you're still getting riddled from it in the process. That's all they had to do. But they need everyone who's literally got their fucking hands in some buttery popcorn, right? Without the penis at the bottom to fucking touch. And then they've got their hand on the mouse and they're just fucking dribbling. That's all you have right now. Well, you know the other thing, Zeph, that really pisses me off, that you can't do lag pip. You can't do lag pip in turrets. Even if you change to it, it still fucking scuffs it. Because of auto assist. Well, they should have to work their asses off. If everyone's slowed down and they've got 1400 meter second fucking weaponry, Jace, of course they should have the assist taken away. Yeah, you can't do it. Yeah, exactly. You can't do lag pit. You can't fucking aim at certain parts on a hostile ship. You know, like you get hammerhead versus hammerhead. You know you guys can target turrets now, right? And you can blow turrets to... Same with ballistas. If you shoot the fucking missile launcher on the ballista, it can't fire or turn its missiles. And then if you shoot the wheels, they fall off, right? But you can't do that shit if you got a fucking auto turreting system. Because as you're trying to aim at the parts you want to actually disable, it's like... fucking memeing around. It's so stupid. Yeah, you can change the pip alpha, but you can't change the system. Because auto assist always goes for the hidden pip on lag, on turrets. It's dumb. Everything is assisted in this game. It drives me absolutely shit crazy. It's why I won't put any effort into this game. Because again, beforehand, we actually had to learn how to fly. We actually learned how to aim and stuff. Again, I used to fucking... There's a reason why they called me the Orca King. Because literally from 6 kilometers away, I would snipe you with a 600i whilst you're fucking coming in with your silly fucking Connies, and I would put the free shots right through the fucking cockpit and one-shot it. Fighters coming straight towards me, 6-7k away, fucking banged. There's a fucking a post on Reddit of this guy going, I was coming to attack DarkLaw as my bounty in my Avenger Titan, and out of nowhere, I got fucking RKO'd 6 kilometers away. I should not be one-shot. And this is because this Titan was just literally going, ooh, and I'm literally fucking angling up the fucking shots, and you see them curving over and fucking smacking the dude. Because I actually spent time learning how to pre-shot on the 600i. You don't have to do that shit anymore now. You just fucking roll your face on the keyboard. Well, let's say semi-decent, right? Because again, it's very difficult to hit fighters at high-speed combat right now, Jace, right? If you're in atmosphere, obviously it's pretty easy to curb stomp on it. Semi-decent, let's say. Let's keep it as semi-decent. Because obviously gimbal assist. Yeah, you can disable all turrets. You can actually target turrets now. So on Cutlass and stuff, I've not tested with other ships, Alpha, but on the Cutlass you can actually target through the engines and then target the turret and disable it completely. It's fucking funny as fuck if you have 2 or 3 people doing it, because the gunner's like that, and they're just sat there, and you can just sit right off their fucking nose, and you just see the guy like that in the cockpit. They're like, fucking shoot, he's just sitting there, fucking. It won't fucking shoot back. It can't rotate either. But the problem is, when you're targeting subsystems, it's in such a small box that you can't read it. Zoom in and it actually says turret. And I don't know when they added in that. That was a ninja add-in. But yeah, takeaway, I really hope Yogi and the team for 4.0, especially as we're going to be slowed down, take away fixed assist, take away gimbal assist, take away turret assist, and just make it where it was like how it used to be, where you only had fixed or you had gimbal. And gimbal was literally you move the thing around. But the only reason they wanted gimbal assist in is so that joystick users can use fucking gimbal. Just go fixed, right? Dude, Ikorum, they're slowing everyone down where you can't regen your weapons and stuff unless you're at SEM speed. So anyone that goes over the SEM speed of the ship loses the ability to capacitor. So you can't regen your afterburn, you can't regen your shields, you can't regen your weapons the moment you go too fast. And this is coming next year. And they're also getting rid of the... So... if you know what it's like to fly in Hurston atmosphere, that's how it's going to be in space. Because Hurston atmosphere has a really strong dampening effect. They're removing backstrafing where it's just not going to work as it does right now. And they're promoting going forward by giving you more Gs going forward. Exactly, War Tuna. I mean, that's the biggest thing, right? They added in all this assist to make it where people could catch up. Yeah, you're not going to be able to... You're obviously going to be able to backstrafe, but you're not going to be able to backstrafe at speed. It actually has a negative effect now. Or they plan to have a negative effect. And you're also not going to be able to do, like, the pip wiggling stuff, because tricording will be massively affected on your movement. You'll be able to tricord, but you're not going to be able to then tricord, and do all these things that throw off the calculation if you do it too many times. I use halberd, standing desk. It doesn't wobble at all. I mean, it's gonna like wobble, but obviously it's not like a putting off wobble, basically. I don't know. I mean, you gotta look at it this way, Corum. It's in the best possible steps forward that this game can go, right? If you have side strafes, up and down strafe, having a dampening field where you can basically go in that direction, but you're going to be dampening to come back because obviously you're moving fast in that direction. You're going to have no power to pull it back. It'll be where you go fast, you slow right down, and then you go fast, right? So that's what dampening is, if people don't understand, is you'll be able to shift your weight, but you're not going to be able to just keep shifting weight like you can do right now in space. You're going to basically shift weight, and then you're going to have to slow yourself down, or you're going to drift out too much, because again, the main engine uses the most power. It has the highest Gs. And they're making it where backstrafing just basically is like a slowing down method. If it's going to take you ages to go up to speed. Well, that's my theory, that you won't be able to pip shake. Because again, if you are dampening when you move anything apart from going forward, how the fuck do you shake your pip if you can't constantly... You know what I mean? Your maneuvering thrusters are not going to be as powerful as they are right now. Because right now, like if you think about it, you're going left and you're going up and backwards. You have like, some ships will do like 20 Gs, and even when you go forward, you've not even got 12 Gs, right? Pfft, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Again, like I say to people, I've not done any major PvP. Like, I follow the game, I understand PvP, but I don't ever put any effort into this game until this fucking bullshit is removed from it. Because it's so much cheese. So we'll see. We'll see how it is. But like I said the other day there, I guarantee that the people who require this stuff to fucking PvP, when they can't adapt, they'll quit this game. Because they've always done it throughout the history, and I'm not going to do names, you'll be able to figure out who it is, but they always quit the game when they can't do cheese. And that's all I'm going to say. I'll let you guys figure it out. But throughout the history of this game, The moment that cheese is taken away, especially when we lost the ability to use like attritions that bled through shields, there was a lot of people that quit the game and went to go and play some other fucking game, aka Star Wars fucking pile of crap. I didn't know why they made it so black, because the calculations doesn't work, Negus. That's why you can't black out. Previously, when you blacked out, you had to counter roll. So if you started to do positive Gs and you're blacking out, you had to do negative Gs to counter it, right? And you would roll the other way and create this ability to counter out, right? But now all you have to do is push the Gs, quickly backstrafe a little bit in space, and they'll completely clear, but you don't go into a negative effect. You go back to neutral and then you go forward again. So there's no lock whatsoever. It's just literally cheese it out. Because when you used to roll out to go into the negatives from positive, you started to red out. You had to basically use it to balance it as much as you could before you got back into a fight. Those self-proclaimed number one in PvP? What, Virgil? I'm just memeing Virgil. I'm just memeing. Doesn't he self-proclaim the God Emperor? Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to watching all the people who claim that, you know, they're in this sort of eliteness and stuff like that, and all the videos and stuff, where I'm looking forward to seeing if people adapt and move on with it. Or I can't wait for the fucking 30-hour fucking videos of complaining about why it shouldn't be in the game and stuff, you know, because they know better at Flight, apparently. I think there will be a notion of tiers, yeah. It's the same thing like for low flyers. Obviously, it's a very minor amount of group compared to like PvP. But you remember when we had it where in free 10 they massively changed the flight model for low flying, where you couldn't do the maneuvers and spin around and stuff like that at really low height. And everyone had to adapt, and a lot of people just stopped doing low flying when they spent every day at it. And for me, I just kept pushing through. It'll be the same thing for watching the PvPers. They'll either have to keep pushing through and just getting better and better, or they'll quit. But I can guarantee you, all the people that have the backstrafing bad habits are done in this game. When they're sitting at 50 meters a second and they're getting beamed, it's going to be so funny. We're at free 17.4 coming up. I've not done any PvP since like any major PvP since free 10 did. No. Again, Ondo, I think you're blind to see that there's a lot of people in this community that literally force themselves to use all the cheese possible to win their fights. Right? And they're the same people that I was talking about where they quit, right? They quit when we had these problems throughout in the past. When we went from 2 point something and it went to where the cheese was removed in certain areas, they quit. When they came back afterwards for free 2, free 4, when there was more cheese, when it was fixed around free 4, free 5, they quit. They come back free 8, free 9 when more cheese was added to the game. They quit free 11, free 12 when it was gone. And now they're back again. So that's the difference I have. If you are somebody that can adapt and keep pushing on, but when you quit and you don't come back to the game for a year or 2 years later, that's because you need the cheese to play the game. Have they improved performance and such? We're about to get quite a lot of Gen 12 stuff added in free 18. How much that will improve performances. You can buy like certain CPUs, like the AMD 5800X3D literally gives you like a massive performance boost in the game, where a lot of people get like 200 FPS in certain areas and stuff, so, you know. But for me, I just, with the new ones coming out very shortly, I just don't see the point in spending that money. Maybe if I got a cheap one, yeah, sure, why not? We get info today on it? Nice, nice. I wonder if once these flight model changes happen, if people will then stop with all the small fight. Oh yeah, they will, dude, Zeph. Yeah. That's a guarantee. You're gonna have to have fleet structure. 5 Gladius will not be able to take on 2 Gladius, a heavy fighter, and stuff like that, unless you are really fucking skilled. Because again, when you're in a slow turn fight and you've got a heavy fighter with like a size 5 clapping on you with a cannon, you're fucking done in a split second. Gunners are actually going to land their shots a lot easier because of it being slowed down. This is why obviously we're talking about taking away the assist and stuff. 350, I don't even know how much like an AMD... If I was to go to scan, I normally go to scan. I know it's a little bit pricier than other people. I was contemplating on it. It's just obviously with Luna's departing and Nick's coming in, I just don't have the funds to even contemplate getting a CPU. Let's see, 3D. Wow, it's only £400. Holy shit. I say that with like, it's only, but I was expecting it to be 600. 350 in e-buyer. See, that's not bad. And yeah, so right now the 5800X 3D is literally, it makes the game night and day. It's the only processor that does it right now. You know? It's the only processor that does the shit. But the only thing is, obviously it's locked to like 8 cores and stuff like that, so it's basically only good for Star Citizen. Or I think that's the problem with it, that people were saying. But again, if you're only playing Star Citizen and enjoying Star Citizen, you want to have like 100 guaranteed FPS, there you go, you know? Yeah, exactly, because what's it, the 7800X 3D will be coming out. Is it end of year or next year, right? Yeah, exactly, Under. That's why I'm not really... Like, if somebody was to give me a 5800X 3D, I would put it in my PC, right? And I would sell the other one for right now. That would be a given. And I would get a huge performance. I may do that, right? Because 400, and then I sell my one, I could probably get maybe 200 back, so a £200 CPU change. But then I have to look at it that when it moves to... Is it going to be AM5? When that happens in like, well, for me, I don't need a PC upgrade, but you know what I mean. Anything that I buy right now is just literally redundant in a few months, right? Oh, it's already AM5. See, there we go, you know what I mean? Like, why spend money when it's just about to fucking swap? Because for me, depending on the status of my stream, right? Or live, I would look at it that you go AM5, you get the fucking 7800 X3D, you go for a 30 fucking 90, different case, all that jazz, you just get a full new PC, and that's you fucking set for like 5, 6, 7 years. No joke. Yeah. But the problem is, that's like at least a free 4 grand fucking PC, you know? Sadly, I got more things to do than do that. Well, like Ondo says, you know, Gen 12 is coming. We'll see the different. Not so deserved, but for the memes, dude, I would. No joke. Again, like if I was in a financial position right now, where Nick's was sorted, my bills were sorted, you know what I mean? Because obviously in the UK the prices have gone up. Thank you so much for the 10 months, dude. Appreciate that. Thank you. I would consider like swapping to a 5800 because I like for me I need to get a whole new motherboard anyway if I want to upgrade. So I wish it was easier to upgrade CPU, too bad. You often need new motherboards, new memory. Well, again, that's where they catch you with the money, right? But I meant like for me, like I would be happy to go for the 5800 because I don't see myself being able to upgrade until maybe the end of next year anyway. And I look at it that the... Does anybody know what the 5800 X3D would be like for a streaming PC? 8 core 16 thread? I think it would be alright, right? That should be good. So I look at it, I could upgrade now, and then that becomes the streaming PC when I fully redo it, right? Somehow we had 100, 150 FPS. Yeah, but that's because of the 4090, right? And you're on the fucking 6000 hertz RAM. I would wait. Well, I always look at it that way. Whenever I upgrade my gaming PC a core, it becomes my streaming PC when I need to upgrade the gaming PC again, right? So anytime I upgrade, it's always a positive. It eventually becomes the streaming upgrade. Yeah, but I do slightly a few more things than the average streamer, right? You know what I mean? Although I have the ability to rewind my stream on the fly, I have the ability to distort the image. This causes huge spikeage on the video card and stuff. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras connected. Yeah, I know, I know Vashkan. I use NVENC for my streaming PC anyway. But for it to run cameras and stuff, you need good CPU as well, because they don't run off the GPU. So again, I have a fucking HD camera here, camera there, and the one above. This constantly uses way more resources than just one stream PC, who's just playing the game with one webcam, right? Yeah, OBS is super slow these days. It is very, very slow. Like last year I never had issues with my setup, this year I do. Which is crazy. Anyway, I am going to go and get little Nixie out for you guys. And whilst I do that, I'm going to look for somebody we can send you on to. But yeah, thank you for the video thing. Again, I don't have any beef with Jonathan Winters. Again, I still, to this day, will say go and watch his videos if you're wanting to learn a bit about PvP right now, as frustrating as it can be. I just don't like when you promote 1,000 meters a second backwards combat. That's just not cool, I feel. You know? I would expect better from pilots that are trying to promote how to PvP. That's all I'm going to say on that one. But thank God this shit will be gone in a few months. Might actually be able to go into Arena Commander and enjoy it. Arit. Who can we send you on to? Sai's just gone live. We will send you over to Sai. She was in earlier. And yeah. Let me quickly get Nix for you guys though. Nixie. Come on. Oh, come on. But we're about to go away and get you in a backpack and go places. So if you guys have not met him, this is Nix. He's an Alaskan Shepherd, which is basically Huskies and German Shepherd combined and stuff like that. I will sub just for that. I shall meet you there. Looking forward to the PTU being full of PvPers for new model. I think it will be as well. You wanna go that way, bud? So yeah, this is little Nixie. Using processes and Focus SE to real cores, read about it. Yeah, we definitely will get a lot of cool things, right? Ghost Nix, yeah. He's a wee ghost. I had to change my bed covers to red because they were like sheepskins, and every time I woke up in the night I couldn't see Nix and I panicked. So I had to change over to red because it's the only way I could see him. He is a little ghost. And the green screen doesn't fuck up too much with you as well. You ready to go? You ready to go? Is you good? Oh, he's sleepy. And he's got no more curled ears as well. They're all pointy. Oh. Alright. Okay, let's engage a raid. Let's do it. You press this button. There we go. That was a very good hit. Ooh. Ooh. There we go, guys. Right. Enjoy SciShow. Spam all the things. And yeah, sure. Catch you soon, guys. I appreciate all the time you send all that stuff. Love you loads. Have a great Thursday. And enjoy Jumptown as well. It's on tonight, apparently. All that good stuff. Right, Nixie. Look at him. See what I mean? Look how you can spot him in the dark or in the red. But if you're outside during the day, you can't bloody see this little thing. Ready to go, sweetie? I know. Time for walkies with Uncle Nova. Or Brother Nova, whatever you want to call him. Alright. Bye-bye, guys. Take care. Thank you for all the love. Oh, I need to hit the volume, bud. Need to hit the volume. There we go. Oh, there we go.